Hello friends. In our last session we all have learnt about the plastids and the different types of the plastids. Today in this session we are going to learn in detail about the very important plastid, that is a chloroplast. In this session today we are going to learn what is the chloroplast, what is the structure of the chloroplast, and what are the significance of chloroplast. All these things today we are going to learn in this session. So friends, if we are talking about the terminology of the word chloroplast, so chloroplast, this word basically derived from the two Greek language words. Number one, chloro, and second one is plast. Chloro, it means green, and plast, it means living. As these plastids, they're of green in color, that's why they got name as chloro, and as these are the living component of a cell, or we can say living organelle of a cell, that's why it is called as a chloroplast, and combinedly it is called as chloroplast. If we are talking about the occurrence of the chloroplast, then chloroplasts are found in cytoplasm of the plant cell. Where exactly do they found? They found in the cytoplasm of the cell. Always remember, it is a very important distinguishing property of the plant cell and the animal cell, that is the presence of the chloroplast. Chloroplasts are present only in the plant cell, not in the animal cell. If we are talking about the size of the chloroplast, it is varied from one species to another species. Generally, if we are talking about the exact measurement, then its thickness, it ranges from 2 to 3 micrometer, and the diameter, it ranges from 5 to 10 micrometer. So here you can see here the thickness is also have a specific range, and the diameter also have a specific range. It means their size, their thickness, its diameter, it may vary from one species to another species. So if we are talking about the structure of the chloroplast, so when we observe under the electron microscope, the chloroplast, it shows the structure of this type. It's about the structure of chloroplast. Here I presented to you a 3D structure of chloroplast. For better understanding, have look over this slide so you can have the better understanding. It's about the simple structure of the chloroplast. So if we are talking about the basic structure of the chloroplast, then remember, chloroplast, it contains outer membrane, it contains inner membrane. Inner membrane is enclosed with a fluid like substance that is called as the stroma. Next one, it has the coin like structure. You can see here one coin, second coin, so many coin like structures are present. These are called as a thylakoid, and to this pile of the coins we can call as the cranum. And if we are seeing here, one cranum is get connected with the second cranum with a special structure, and this structure is called as the lamellae. Is it clear? So it's all about the basic structure of the chloroplast. So let's learn in detail about each and every component of the chloroplast. So if we're talking about the structure of chloroplast, let's see. The chloroplast, it contains the outer membrane, it contains inner membrane. So if we are talking about the membrane, then remember, it's about the outer membrane of the chloroplast. It's the outer membrane, and it is the inner membrane of the chloroplast. Is it clear? So this outer membrane, each and every chloroplast, it is the double membrane bounded structure. Means to each and every chloroplast, it has the two membranes. One is the outer one, and second one is the inner one. So if we are talking about the collective term for these two membrane, means outer membrane and the inner membrane, collectively it is called as a peristromium. The one collective term we can use for the outer and the inner membrane, and that is nothing but the peristromium. So if we are talking about the thickness of these membranes, it is of 4 to 6 nanometer in the thickness, and the composition of these membranes is lipoprotein. means these membranes, they are made up with the lipid and the protein. In our previous sessions we have learned about the we have learned about the plasma membrane. We do also learn about the mitochondria. So their membranes are also made up by the lipid and protein. In the same way, the membrane of the chloroplast is also made up by the lipid and the protein. If we are talking about the permeability of these membranes, then remember the outer membrane is highly permeable and inner membrane is less permeable. If you are comparing the permeability, then remember the inner membrane is less permeable as compared to the outer membrane. So if we are seeing here, in between these two membranes the space is present here, all this space is present between this membrane. This space is called as a periplastidial space. In detail about this membrane, the function of the periplastidial space, all the things you will learn in your further class, that is your 11th class, you will learn in detail. So now let's talk about the third important structure of the chloroplast, that is the stroma. The next one is the thylakoid, next one is the grana, and the last one is the stroma lamellae. So let's talk about the third important structure, that is the stroma. Is it clear? So if we are talking about the stroma, then in this figure, if you can see inside or to the inner side of this figure, one slightly yellowish color structure is present. So this slightly yellowish color structure is called as the stroma. So we can see that the space which is enclosed inside the inner membrane is filled up with the one liquid substance, one matrix, and that matrix is called as the stroma. So if here we are talking about what is the importance of the stroma, what does it do inside the cell? So remember, the stroma, it contains different enzymes which are actually responsible for the process of photosynthesis. We all have learned in our previous classes what is the process of photosynthesis. So whatever the enzymes which are required for the process of photosynthesis, they are present inside the stroma. Remember, not only the enzyme, it also contains the DNA, it also contains the RNA, it also contains the ribosomes. Is it clear? So again, if you are doing comparison of the chloroplast with the mitochondria, remember the mitochondria also contain their own DNA. In the same way, the chloroplast is also the organelle of the cell which contain their own genetic material, that is a DNA. It's the speciality of chloroplast as well as the mitochondria. They are containing their own genetic material, and where exactly this genetic material is present inside the cell, it is present inside the stroma. It's all about the stroma. So now if we are talking about the fourth important structure of the chloroplast, that is a thylakoid. So what exactly the thylakoids are? If you can see here inside the stroma, different coin-like structures are present. One coin, second coin, you can see many coin-like structures are present. So to these coin-like structures, we are calling it as a thylakoid, or we can say that this is small disc-like structures which are present inside the stroma is called as the thylakoids. Is it clear? And to this pile of the thylakoid, here you can see one complete pile, here you can see second complete pile. So this complete pile of the thylakoid is called as the grana. Is it clear? So remember the number of thylakoids which are present in each grana. They may be different from 1 to 50, or in few cases it may be more. It means that in few grana number of thylakoids is 2. In some granum, the number of thylakoids are 3. In some granum, it may be 40, it may be 50. So we can see that the number of thylakoids which are present in each grana, it may be different. Some may contain 10, some may contain 20. So the number is different. It ranges from 1 to 50. And the third important point, remember how many grana they may present in the matrix of chloroplast. That is also vary from species to species. Remember, in the matrix of chloroplast, the number of granum which are present, that may be from 40 to 80, and few of the chloroplasts they may have 40 granum, and few of the chloroplasts it may have 80, it may have 45. The number of the grana is different. Don't get confused. If the single disc-like structure is there, it is called as a thylakoid. If it is arranged in the pile-like structure, one above the other, then it is called as the grana. Is it clear? So now let's talk about the next important structure, that is the stroma lamellae. So if you're seeing here, these two granum, they are joined with a membrane or a structure. It is called as the lamellae. Is it clear? So this grana, they are interconnected by a membrane, and this membrane is called as the stroma lamellae. So it's all about, in short, about the structure of chloroplast. If we are talking about the significance of the chloroplast, what is the importance of chloroplast? We all remember, we all know that the chloroplast, it contains the pigment chlorophyll, which is very essential for the process of photosynthesis, and that's why we can say that chloroplast, it helps in making the food for the plant. It prepares the food, that we can call it prepare the sugar by using the carbon dioxide and the water from the environment, and it prepares the food for the plant. Via this process, it also releases a life-giving gas that is called as oxygen, which plays a very important role for all the living organisms. So the basic role of the chloroplast, it helps in the process of photosynthesis. Is it clear? So it's all about the chloroplast. Thank you.